This feminine order represented empowerment and the protection of kierd-vonnig through Maw-Her, the mother goddess. Welcome to this continuation of my DireLands system-agnostic dark fantasy campaign setting. My name is Adam, and in this episode I will be discussing the Krollus car in DireLands. If you appreciate the development of this campaign setting, or the features of other games on this channel, I'd like to invite you to consider becoming a patron on Patreon. You can even purchase tabletop role-playing games or get $10 by signing up to startplaying.games using my affiliate links in the description below. The origins of the Krollus car are tied to the creation of the first mortals by the gods. It's said that when the gods created mortals, they imbued them with the power to connect with the natural pathways of the gods through the wildlands. As the wildlands began to retreat with the actions and interpretations of mortals, groups were formed to preserve their connections to and draw power from the gods. The Krollus car is one such group. No one knows who the first Eviliv3 was, but she led the feminine understanding of the Maw-Her goddess and their gifts, which they in turn returned to her. The First Nations people are born of tradition and tribal unity, but the Krollus car have representation in every tribe. The sacred Krollus car are structured so that every tribe in Calia has one Eviliv3, or ritual leader, who represents Maw-Her in the mortal realm, and 3 Biahiche, who disseminate her truths and enforce her dictates. Every tribe has their own Krollus car Eviliv3 and Biahiche, and each Eviliv3 communes with her Eviliv3 sisters from other tribes through a ritual which transmits their spirit into the wildlands where they are in communion with Maw-Her. What no one in the individual tribes know is that their coven is located in the ruins of Cahalutu, northwest of Querel. This is where they made their pilgrimages on a semi-annual basis to, and aided the gods in their struggles with the Arioth waters. The Krollus car use their rituals, which are seen by outsiders as primitive witchcraft, to divine the future. While they're incapable of seeing specific outcomes, they can direct the strong through their wise counsel and divine knowledge. The Eviliv3 must be replaced when they begin menopause, as their menstruation is key to their divination. Their monthly blood is a gift from Maw-Her, which is combined with rare herbs from the wildlands. When consumed, it transports your spirit into the wildlands, forcing a vision. The results have not been able to be reproduced by anyone else, leading to those who seek their counsel to see the Krollus car as a direct representation of the gods, not through creation, but through the shedding of creative force. The Biahiche are often kept in a state of pregnancy in order to disseminate the life-giving mother's milk to those in need of spiritual guidance. This comes at a cost, as any woman who seeks instruction must sacrifice her own monthly blood, and any man must provide his seed as sacrifice to the Biahiche. This keeps the cycle of creation and destruction of life alive in the Krollus car, and their connection to the Maw-Her pure. When the Eviliv3 passes on, she is sacrificed through a rite called the Wikorfi. This ritual concludes with the removal of the reproductive organs of the Eviliv3, which are consumed by the new Eviliv3. When a new Biahiche is required, the tribe will have the Krollus car select from their youngest who have begun menstruation, and the tribe will perform a funeral as if they have lost, and indeed behave as if they have lost, the young woman to death. This young woman is reborn as a Biahiche and impregnated as part of the ritual. The male seed is typically given by the chieftain or his progeny. In rare cases, warlords or tribal heroes are offered the honor. All offspring from this and future unions are given to the tribe and raised by a surrogate mother as their own. While the Krollus car remain as important tribal members all across Calia, after the fall of the Witch Queen, when women were no longer trusted to perform magic, the Krollus car were seen as heretics. They were forced out of their tribal units and now dwell amidst themselves in the ruins of Cahalutu. Each tribe grants one of their offspring from the unions as a warrior protector and slave to the Krollus car. The ruins were once a home to a lost ancient Fey race who dwelt there when the wildlands covered kierd-vonnig. Now their sprawling ruins, which include spiraling temples overgrown with vegetation and deep underground caverns, are perfect for defense and privacy in practicing their arts. There were members of the Krollus Car who operated in Locaston and Bressus, as the nations were formed after the sect had been established for untold generations. But even they have retreated to Kahalutu since the Witch Queen's defeat. The world has turned against magic and distrusts women's use of it after so many were subjugated and murdered by the Witch Queen. As the world continues in ignorance to the true mission of the Krollus Car, they continue their efforts in supporting the gods through their worship and are actively working toward returning kierd-vonnig to its natural state, with the wildlands covering the planet and mortals sharing the world with the divine. Even with the mistrust of the Krollus Car, they are still seen as oracles of great importance, able to tap into the divine consciousness. Pilgrimages to Krollus Car outposts deep within the earth have been made in recent years due to the spreading of the wildlands of tribes seeking counsel. The Krollus Car have begun to shift their directive from providing impartial counsel to directing those who seek their counsel to help fulfill their own desired goals. While those seeking their wisdom are unaware of the change, there are those within the tribe who have also begun to distrust the Krollus Car's counsel and warn against seeking it. Will the Krollus Car realize their goal of having the wildlands spread? Can they still provide valuable insight without the greater world at large trusting them? And finally, will they ever be welcomed back into their tribes? Only your home campaigns can answer these questions, as the future of these DireLands are in your hands. Thank you for watching today's DireLands Fantasy Campaign Setting episode. Please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, liking and commenting on the video, and if you enjoy this episode, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Always remember that evil spelled backwards is live, so get out there and be evil.